Now, human trafficking is the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of people through force, fraud, or deception with the aim of exploiting them for profit. Now, men, women, and children of all ages and from all backgrounds can become victims of this crime, which occurs in every region of the world. The traffickers often use violence or fraudulent employment agencies as fake promises of education or job opportunities to trick their victims on this particular matter. Now, on this report, Galaxy's Daniel Tenimo completes the story.
Human trafficking is a business and the fastest growing organized crime enterprise in the world, says the United Nations. The International Labour Organization estimates that human trafficking in the informal economy generates $150 billion in illegal profit per year. The number is more shocking because human trafficking is illegal everywhere in the world, as most countries have legislations in place to prosecute traffickers for their crime. Statistics drawn from the United Nations shows that in Europe only just 1 in 100,000 traffickers are convicted. This makes human trafficking extremely lucrative, providing a low risk and a high profit, the World Health Organization reports. For years, it has remained the fastest growing type of organized crime in the world, with over 27 million people being exploited through this crime. As a business, human trafficking has the same driving factors as any other business with supply and demand in check. Victims are vulnerable people, mostly refugees, migrants, and internally displaced persons. Unfortunately, people are easily lured by offers of opportunity abroad. Their desperation allows some traffickers to recruit from abroad. This lowers the risks for the traffickers, who then no longer have to attempt to physically transporting their victim. Yearly, traffickers exploit 1 million children in the commercial sex trade. In a visit to the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons (NAPTIP) Lagos Command, the Zonal Commander, Agron Gainu, gives more insight to human trafficking, adding that it is an organized crime with low risks and high profit for the traffickers.
What is made now has gone far above $150 billion annually. And why they were able to also make so much money is because it is a business that has a low risk but very high profit margin.
The NAPTIP Lagos Zonal Commander further said over 300 victims of human trafficking were rescued by the agency from January to June 2021 in Lagos.
Between January to June this year, we have also been able to rescue over 300 victims of human trafficking, just from January to June 2021. So it's a large number of our victims going out.
He further underscores the historical reasons for human trafficking and how the network operates in all regions of the world.
Operate secretly. They don't want anybody to know them. And then it's a chain. It's a chain that has no end. You see somebody who is a trolley in the rural areas, and that person is recruiting in the rural areas for the big madams in the city, where we are looking at internal now. And the big madam in the city is also recruiting from somebody abroad. You can imagine if a trafficker is able to move one person from Nigeria to Libya, or one person from Nigeria to Italy, spending less than 500,000, that person can make as much money, as much as 3, 4, 5 million from that victims.
In most cases, most people travel illegally to other countries with the hope of getting a better life. Stories from some returnees from Libya in 2019 shows that most people who travel through an unorthodox road are faced with hunger, thirst, and in most cases dead before they get to their destination.
Even myself, even you sef, you go there, you no go come back again, you go even die for that desert sef. Understand? So person like me na God na him carry me go, and na God na him carry me come.
How I go through Libya, I go through desert. I pass Sahara Desert. As in, the experience was so terrible. Many people die in the road, by water, by hungry. In fact, by many things.
The Libya will be maltreating us like working for them. There's another people that those people that used to carry people there, they'll be maltreating us there after taking money from the Libyans.
As I found myself desert, and I found myself in Libya.
It was terrible. From the Sahara Desert, Ilos and the rest, people are dying, frustration, anger.
The zonal commander speaks more on the role the agency is playing to support, rehabilitate, and protect these victims of human trafficking.
When the victims are rescued, we all know that at the state in which they are rescued, they are traumatized. And some of them, because they don't want to be stigmatized, so they sometimes initially will not want to open up. So within the period they come in, they are rescued and they are brought into shelter, we ensure that we stabilize them so that we can be able to get enough information that we needed from them.
The big question of the day is, why are people trafficked? What are the causes of human trafficking? How do these traffickers recruit their victims? How do they make so much money with only 1 in 100,000 traffickers convicted in Europe only? And how can the world win the fight against human trafficking? Daniel Tanimu, Galaxy TV News, Lagos.